Ed Czerwien with the USDA in Amarillo, Texas, with the weekly box beef recap for week ending May 4th. The main focus in the beef trade in the last week has been the Daily Choice Cutout. This daily spot choice box beef cutout ended the week setting a new all-time record high at 201.68 on Friday, which was a whopping $8.79 higher. However, it was on a very light trade of only 709 loads as reported in this daily cutout. And this represents a little over 9% of the total trade for the week. The comprehensive choice cutout, which is the weekly average of all types of sales, including that spot trade, the formula trade, and those out front sales, was at 196.30, which was $4.26 higher than last week. The comprehensive choice cutout normally follows a rapidly rising or falling spot market at a slower pace since it includes many different types of sales. The total reported box beef volume was 7,246 loads, which was only 3 loads less than last week. But this makes 3 weeks in a row with over 7,000 loads, which is very similar to last year's average volume. The formula trade was 3,489 loads for the week, which was 233 loads more than last week and represents about 48% of the total sales. The out-front sales were at 1,488 loads, which were 89 loads better than last week. Meat buyers are obviously getting geared up for the grilling season by making sure they have product booked as this outdoor cooking season begins. However, this represents a departure from the early, dismal out-front sales and predominantly hand-to-mouth buying that had been the case for some time. In fact, the lack of out-front sales pushed more buyers into the spot trade, which facilitated this enormous jump in the spot trade this past week. Some buyers were caught short as the grilling season began. Exports continued to be supportive to the beef trade and reported 906 loads, which was only 96 loads lower than the previous week. The NAFTA exports represented only 172 of those loads, but there were 734 loads shipped overseas, which once again provided really big support. The most recent 10-week rolling box beef sales average was 6,818 loads per week, which compares to 7,265 loads per week last year at the same time, and was 447 loads less than last year's average. The last 3 weeks have been average or above, which has brought us a lot closer to last year's numbers and are especially helpful when you consider the fact that we have cut the finished cattle harvest rates this year. The big question that needs to be answered is, will there be follow-through buying, since many buyers were caught short as the grilling season finally began in many areas of the country. Buyers have been extremely cautious during the past year since sales have been considerably below last year. Thank you. This has been Ed Czerwien with the USDA in Amarillo, Texas.